Welcome to the Great Adventures of Old Time Radio from Boise, Idaho. This is your host, Adam Graham, bringing you the first episode of Adventure Ahead. But first, I do want to encourage you, if you're enjoying the podcast, please follow us using your favorite podcast software. And I do want to encourage you to check out our other podcast. And today I'm highlighting the Old Time Radio Superman show at otrsuperman.com. And through that podcast, over the course of a decade, I went through every single circulating complete story of the Superman Old Time Radio program. More than 1,000 episodes, serialized stories involving kryptonite, fighting Nazis, and even the Ku Klux Klan. Check it out, otrsuperman.com. Well, now on to Adventure Ahead. Adventure Ahead was a short-lived 1944 anthology series. The series was billed as famous stories for young people, but as the main source on that series, the Digital Deli website points out, these were really stories that were, with perhaps one exception, which is not in circulation, written with a strong appeal to young men, with many coming-of-age stories throughout the entire run. There are quite a few subgenres of adventures in this collection, and in addition to that, you have some stories that were considered classics then and are classics now, such as Robinson Crusoe, and others which have faded more into obscurity. Kind of the same thing that we encountered when we were doing the Summer of Robert Louis Stevenson. So I expect we're going to encounter some stories we've heard before, but also some ones that are forgotten gems. Now, I will say that we are not going to go through every episode of Adventure Ahead all at once because it's an anthology series. We can jump in and out of it and come back to it in between series. But we will be playing episodes every week until our Christmas break. So now, let's go ahead and take a listen to the first episode, which originally aired August 5th, 1944, and it's 2 years before the Mast.
The National Broadcasting Company presents the first in a new series of famous stories for young people, Adventure Ahead. This week, a tale suggested by that epic of the sea, 2 years before the Mast, by Richard Henry Dana. A story which has brought reading excitement to 6 generations of American boys and girls. And so, Adventure Ahead! It was 1844, and the first time that I ever saw the Pilgrim, I knew she was the ship for me. Because in all of Boston Harbor, she had the finest lines, the deepest draft, and masts that almost scraped the sky. Yes, the Clipper Pilgrim seemed the answer to my dream. The largest, tallest, most seaworthy ship that I had ever seen. And even though I'd never been to sea and hardly knew my way around a deck, I climbed aboard to find the captain.
You looking for somebody?
Well, yes, I am. I want to speak to the captain.
Not after a job, are you? A berth?
Yes, sir. She's a fine ship.
Maybe. There's worse ships afloat in the Pilgrim, and there's better ones, too.
What do you mean?
You'll find out soon enough if Captain Taylor signs you on.
Do you think he'll take me? I never been to sea.
It won't make much difference this trip. Pilgrim's due to sail tonight, and we need men. You look strong enough, husky. You can learn, we'll make a sailor out of you. Why, you might be first mate by the time we sail back home again.
Well, thank you, Mr.
My name's Harris. Save the mister for the office. I'm just one of the crew.
All right, Harris.
You'll find Captain Taylor aft.
Aft?
Needing men to fill out the crew, I expect you'll be glad to see you.
So, you want to sail before the mast, eh, lad?
Yes, Captain.
Yep. You're kind of young. Any experience?
I want to learn, sir. I'm not afraid to work.
Yeah, you seem mighty anxious to sign aboard.
Yes, sir, I am.
Know where we're bound for?
Well, no, sir.
California, that's where. Know what that means?
It's a long ways off, sir.
It may be a year or 2 years before we sail into Boston Harbor again.
Makes no difference, Captain. I want to go to sea.
I like the cut of your jib, lad.
Thank you, Captain Taylor.
You'll be kind of an apprentice seaman to start out, what we call a soldier. But the crew will show you the ropes. Won't take you long to get the drift of sailing.
No, sir.
Keep your eyes and ears open, Dana, and obey the orders of the mate.
The mate, sir?
Yeah. First mate, Mr. Agate.
Yes, sir.
Take your gear and go along now. Report to Mr. Agate.
You're the new man, eh?
Yes, Mr. Agate.
Ever been to sea, Dana?
No, sir.
Ah, a landlubber.
Please, sir, I want to be a sailor.
All
I'll try
right,
to work...
Dana, none of your jaw. When I talk, lend an ear, understand?
Yes, sir.
Starting off as bad as the rest of the crew. How does the captain expect me to run this ship with a bunch of shoe clerks, cherry pickers, landlubbers? McCabe! Mr. McCabe!
Aye, sir. Aye, mate.
Here's a new man, McCabe. Give him a bunk in the forecastle.
Aye, mate.
Dana here thinks he wants to be a sailor.
Yes, sir.
But I'll take that out of him by the time we're on the horn.
Aye, we all
Landlubber.
started out that way, mate.
Oh, did we, Mr. McCabe? And who asked for your opinion?
Well, I only...
Don't forget, you're just the second mate on this ship, McCabe. When I want your opinion, I'll ask.
But I only wanted...
Shut up. I don't like a man that talks a lot, McCabe. I'll make you wish you never sailed aboard the Pilgrim.
Well, Dana, your gear all stowed away?
Oh, hello, Harris. Yeah, I'm all ready. You think we'll sail soon?
Sometime tonight, the wind comes up. Oh. Hey, you better get some sleep, Dana. After we get underway, you'll be busy climbing around the rigging most of the night.
I'm too excited to sleep.
After a few months, you'll be glad to take your sleep when you can get it. Especially aboard this ship.
What do you mean, Harris?
When you've been around... Well, Dana, this is it.
You mean we're underway?
Aye, get a move on. Here's where you'll learn to spread canvas.
The sails were loose, the yards were braced, and the clipper Pilgrim was on her way, leaning from the damp night breeze and rolling with a heavy ground swell. Everything seemed beautiful that night as we sailed into the dark Atlantic bound southward for Cape Horn and California. But in the morning, things didn't seem so beautiful. With all the crew on deck, the day started off with a few words from the captain and Mr. Agate.
Welcome to the Clipper, men. Some of you are old hands. You know the work I want. And the new men will manage fine if you obey the officers. That's me, the first mate, Mr. Agate, and second mate, Mr. McCabe. All right, take over, Mr. Agate.
All right, stow the gas. You didn't sign aboard the Pilgrim for no pleasure cruise. I expect every man jack of you to work. And after that, work harder. Obey orders, do your duty. Fare well enough. But if you don't, I'll break a man that crosses me. Understand? All right. Starboard watch on deck. Rest of you below.
From that day on, our work seemed never to cease, for there was always work to do aboard a sailing ship, rigging to be examined, continually replaced, sails to be mended, and ropes or yards repaired, taking off, mending, putting on, taking off, mending, putting on. There's no rest for those at sea, regardless of the weather. It was difficult to learn at first, the scheme of things aboard a full-rigged clipper, but the crew helped me in every way. I never will forget Tom Harris's advice to me before I went aloft among the sails. First time.
It's not hard, Dana. Keep one hand for yourself, one for the ship, and never spit the wind.
The winds blew up and down the Pilgrim's deck. And days grew into weeks and months. But there was always work to do. More work and still more work. Our Mr. Agate thought of that. Washing down the deck, rubbing, pulley turning, oiling up the rigging, bracing rust, mending sails. The ship was like a lady's watch, never in repair. One afternoon, when the weather was bright and we stood well off the coast of Brazil with a strong wind at our stern.
Sailor, move along! Trim the topsail! Bring in your boom!
You, Dana Harris.
Aye, sir.
Right along. Coil up this rigging.
Aye, sir.
Look aloft there. I want to see you swabs at work. At work from stem to stern. Otherwise, the Cuban rigging you.
Well, Dana,
Look
3 months
aloft.
of this. What do you think of sea life now?
Well, it's hard enough work, Harris, but I don't mind. I'll get used to it, I suppose.
No, Dana. As long as Mr. Raggett's aboard, none of the crew will get used to this driving.
Well, you shipped with him before, haven't you?
Aye, many times. Hard work and never a kind word.
Well, what about the captain? He's hardly ever up on deck. Doesn't he know the mate's just stirring trouble?
I doubt it. Captain Taylor trusts the mate, I'm sure of that. And since the captain's sick so much, well, someone has to take command.
The captain's sick?
In his cabin most of the time.
What's wrong with Captain Taylor?
I don't know. No one knows, I guess, except Dr. Raggett.
Dr. Raggett?
Aye.
Does he know about medicine?
I suppose his cabin's full of jars and bottles.
Well, does that make him a medical man?
Well, he's the maid. He keeps the medicine chest.
Well, I hope then is I never get sick on this voyage.
Well, none of Agnett's cures or remedies for me either. All I need to keep me shipshape is my good luck charm. As long as I have this, I'm safe.
Can I see it?
Aye, it's a lucky elephant. Here.
An ivory elephant. Where'd you get it, Harris?
India, 4 years ago. Oh, I'll give it to you, Dana. Someday, when I quit the sea.
I'd like to have it, but that'll be a long time waiting.
Wind's up, Dana.
Aye, squally out the starboard.
Dirty weather on the way, all right. Getting near Cape Horn.
Won't be many days. Oh, here's McCabe.
He looks sad.
Aye.
What's wrong, McCabe?
Aye, it's Daggett again. I just had another set to with him.
Oh?
He's been after me ever since we left Boston. I'm afraid of him.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know. He might do anything. As long as the first mate's are running this ship, we're headed straight for trouble.
And so it went. As we neared the Horn, Mr. Agate seemed more and more in charge, the keeper of our destiny. And we scarcely ever saw the captain. But by that time, the spring storms of October broke upon us. We were busy hauling, furling canvas to keep the ship upright on course through tempest gales and freezing, icy rain. Day after night after day, we plunged through mountainous waves, driven westward through the straits by savage, lashing gales. We were on deck, on watch continuously, furling sails, tying broken yards and spars, drenched by rain and snow and sleet and hail, and waves that tried to wash us overboard.
Dana! Dana!
Aye! Slack off, Harris! Huh? Against the head pump! Here's another!
Steady on! Right. Nearly caught me.
Been below decks?
Stay out of it. Everything's awash, Dana. Bilge all over.
Look out! Another! We shipping water?
No. Pilgrim's built for worse than that.
It's McCabe. Easy on there! Careful, does it?
What a night, eh? Rough night. Let me get that rigging, Harris.
Where you going?
Up the mainmast.
What are you, daft?
Order. Royal yards carried away.
But in this weather...
You can't climb aloft, McCabe.
Have to order.
Who's ordered?
First mate, Mr. Agate says I go along. So I go along. All right, crew.
Fool.
He'll never make it.
Not in this gale.
Hold on! Watch it!
There he is. Still climbing aloft.
Can't we do something?
An order, Dana, especially when it comes from Mr. Rack.
How can he hold on in this wind?
Got the heave of the ship.
Look out! He's split!
He's falling.
The cave was lost. There was nothing we could do to save it. 4 days later, when the Cape Storm blew itself away, Harris and I were talking.
He ordered his cave up in the rigging. Mr. Raggett ordered him aloft.
What do you mean, Harris?
I think he tried to kill McCabe.
I wonder.
Harris and Dana were on deck that night.
They saw it happen.
The mate ordered McCabe aloft.
Yeah.
Hey, man! Would an officer in his right mind order a man aloft like that?
Certainly would not.
The mate's mad, he is.
Aye, he's mad. Well, men, what are we going to do about Mr. Agate?
We can't do a thing.
Huh? What's that, Dana?
There's nothing to be done, men.
Well, can't we go to Captain Taylor?
No, it wouldn't do any good.
Why, what do you mean, Dana?
We don't know a thing for certain. And Captain Taylor, sick or well, has faith in Mr. Agate.
But if the mate is really mad...
That's not for us to say.
Why not? Why can't we take the law in our own hands?
That's mutiny, men! And at sea, mutiny's never the answer to the troubles of a crew. You'd better think it over. With fresh, strong winds behind us, we sailed on, northward, up along the coast of South America, past Chile, Panama, Mexico, closer, drawing closer to our goal of California. And throughout the long 5 months of travel, we suffered beneath the stinging lash of Mr. Agate's vicious tongue. From dawn to dusk, he screamed at us, threatened us, and swore at us. And when the good ship Pilgrim anchored at our destination, San Diego, and our voyage halfway through, the worst, we hoped, was over. And we celebrated with a shore leave. Our first since leaving Boston, as the crew was emptied of her cargo, and the holds refilled with cattle hides. And then, in April, we set sail again, bound for the Cape and home. The Pilgrim was going back to Boston, and we were going home. We thought the mate might change, but he was no different than before. He managed everything, and ranted, roared, and raved. He didn't have a friend aboard the ship. Coming off watch one afternoon, I brushed with Mr. Agate just after he'd left the captain's cabin. Oh, excuse me, sir.
What are you doing here, Dana?
Why, nothing, sir. I'm going forward to my bunk.
Well, get along then. Stay away from this cabin. I don't want none of you swabs even getting near Captain Taylor. Understand?
Watch, Dana. You look like somebody jarred your compass.
I just fell foul of the mate.
Oh, 10 today, huh? Oh, where'd you run adrift to Mr. Agate this time?
Outside Captain Taylor's cabin.
Oh, giving the old man medicine, I guess.
How is the captain?
Well, no one knows but the mate. Old man hasn't been out of his cabin since we left California.
He's been in there alone nearly 2 months.
Except for Mr. Agate.
Aye. Except for Mr. Agate.
Strict orders of the mate. Nobody goes inside. Cabin door's most always locked.
Captain Taylor must be very sick.
We have to take the mate's word, Dana. He knows more about medicine than anyone else aboard.
Maybe he knows too much. You know, Harris, I'm curious about that cabin.
What do you mean?
Do you suppose someone could get inside and find out about Captain Taylor? Talk to him, alone?
Why, I don't know, Dana.
I mean, is the cabin door always locked?
Well, most of the time, yes, but who'd dare to go inside against the mate's orders?
I might.
What? You?
I'm curious about that cabin, Harris. I'd take the chance.
But the mate, he'd kill you if he found you there.
Aye, he would that. But it's worth a try. If you and the crew will help me, I have a plan.
Of course we'll help you, Dana.
We must get word to the captain. Tell him about the ship and the mate. It's our only chance. We must get word to the captain.
Careful now.
The mate, huh?
Here he comes, careful. Mr. Agate.
Well, what do you swabs want?
We're having trouble binding these spars.
Huh?
We can't lash them tight enough, mister.
Let me have a look.
There.
Well, this rope's too wet, see?
Aye, sir.
You two call yourselves sailors. Huh? Using dry rope like this. Make a bite, circle around twice. Tie a loop.
Captain Taylor?
Yeah. What do you want? I thought that door was locked.
I'm sorry to bother you, sir, but I have to talk to you. You see, that is, we of the crew didn't know how ill you were, sir. And we wanted...
Crew? You speak for the crew?
Aye, sir.
Mr. Agate tells me the crew's going to mutiny. You're dissatisfied with your work.
Mutiny?
That's what he says.
Oh, no, Captain.
Eh?
Well, we're not exactly satisfied with Mr. Agate's way of running the ship in your absence. But we're all working, sir. Working hard. There'll be no mutiny.
But he told me. The mate.
It's not true, Captain Taylor. Believe me, sir, I speak for all the crew.
Why did the mate tell me that? Mutiny is a serious charge.
Aye, sir, it is.
Nothing strange about all this, lad. what he's been telling me. Why,
Can I help you, sir?
It's just my complaint. I need the medicine, lad.
Medicine?
Tablets. Ulcer tablets.
Oh. See, Captain?
Hey, lad. And some water. Why, what's wrong, lad?
Sir. These tablets.
Eh?
Did Mr. Agate give you these?
Aye, lad.
And you've been taking them?
The last 2 months. I'm a sick man, lad.
Of course, sir, I understand. But if I may ask, sir, do you really feel better after taking these?
Well, no, not so much. Mr. Agate says if I don't take the tablets, I might feel worse.
The mate told you that, sir.
Aye?
Captain, I have a suspicion that all isn't right.
What's that, lad?
These tablets.
What you talking about?
Captain Taylor, speaking for the crew, I'd like to tell you about the way the ship's been run since you've been locked in here.
All right, lad.
The mate wasn't wrong when he said we talked about mutiny. But we had a reason, sir. And that's what I want to tell you. Resort, sir. We agreed that I should come and tell you about these things. We thought you'd want to know, Captain.
It's incredible. Incredible, lad. I've wondered about the mate. And this explains a lot of things to me. But what can I do, lad? I'm too weak to leave this bed. What can I do?
Well, if I may suggest, sir.
Aye, lad.
First of all, stop taking these tablets, sir. I don't know what they are, but I'd stake my life they're harmful.
But if I stop, lad, I may get worse.
Well, possibly.
I'll chance it. Crew and my ship mean more to me in life. I'll chance it.
We need you, sir, to take control of the ship again.
That'll be the day, lad. If the scheme works.
It must work, Captain Taylor. You must come back and take command. We're 5 or 6 weeks off Cape Horn. And in the dead of winter, we can never sail around without you, sir. The captain followed our advice and slowly came around to health again. Lots of exercise. And when he was hungry, we sneaked him bully beef and biscuit. All unknown to Mr. Agate, though. And then, one day in June, Captain Taylor left his cabin, came on deck, quite suddenly, surprising all the crew at work. But most of all, surprising Mr. Agate.
Faster, you swabs! What I need is a black snake whip. That makes you move along.
Did you say something about a whip, Mr. Agate?
Why, Captain.
Surprised to see me, eh, mate?
You, sir. You shouldn't be up.
Oh, no? Why not, Mr. Agate?
Why, your health, sir.
My health? I never felt better. Your cure was real good, Mr. Agate. I feel fine.
Oh, you do? Well, you got no right up here.
No? And why not?
I've earned my right to run this ship.
Oh?
I've been running the Pilgrim for the last 3 months, and before that.
So I understand.
And I can sail her into Boston myself.
Oh, can you now, Mr. Agate?
And nobody'll stop me.
No? Well, I can stop you, Mr. Mate. You've been running things too long aboard my ship. You made several big mistakes. First, when you tried to poison me.
Huh?
And then when you didn't recognize men, real men, these men, your crew.
The crew? But they were going
There's not a better crew on any ocean, Mr. Agate. You might learn a lot by watching them.
to mutiny. What about
It seems to me, Mr. Mate, that if anybody is guilty of insurrection and taking over the control of a ship, it's you, Mr. Mate, and nobody else.
Yes, sir. Yes, Captain.
If I didn't need every man jack aboard ship to get around the horn, I'd toss you in the brig, Mr. Mate. So you're on good behavior. And if you make good, I'll forget about the charges I mean to bring against you, mate.
Aye, sir.
Watch your step, Mr. Agate. And don't be asking any man jack to do a job you wouldn't do yourself.
Captain Taylor, there's a boat headed out of the south, sir.
Aye, lad. First to the Cape Storms. You'll have them all the time from now on. Shorten sail! Man the clewlands! Man the clewlands!
Getting dark, sir, in the southeast.
Aye, it'll be rough and heavy through the straits this time of year.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Agate!
Aye, sir. Aye, Captain.
You think you can manage to help us out?
Aye, sir.
On your way then, mate. But I'd advise you, watch your step.
We'd prepared for winter weather, but we never expected the heavy storms that lashed our ship from stem to stern as we went around the Cape. The worst of all the storms struck late one night when I'd come up on watch. The great ship rolled and pitched and wallowed in the heavy sea, driven blindly eastward by a gale of rain, sleet, and snow. It was all a man could do to keep his feet upon the wet and slippery decks.
Dana! Dana!
Aye, sir. Aye, Captain Taylor.
Easy on there, lads.
Aye, sir.
Harry's with you?
Right here, Captain.
Good. She's rough tonight, lads. Aye, she's heavy. You lashed the longboat?
Aye, sir.
Now, hold on. Here comes the tall one. Lift the rigging hose. We'll weather through.
Every sparring yardarm's lashed down, sir.
That's right, Captain.
We'll hope for the best, lads. Have you seen the mate, Mr. Aggett?
It's along the deck, Captain.
Oh. Belay, mate! Mr. Aggett! Light along, Mr. Aggett!
Go on it, mate.
Aye, Mr. Aggett. All snug aft.
Aye, Captain. Took another turn of lashing around.
Stop
Mast down, sir.
Aye.
She's down all right. Dragging loose.
Yeah, she's liable to break off, saving the deck. Somebody ought to go aloft. Lash her down against the mast.
But it's dangerous. A man can't climb up in this wind. Let's see.
But she's got to be lashed.
Can't be done, Captain. Not in this weather.
No worse than the night you sent the cable off.
What did you say, Harry?
You heard him, Mr. Aggett. You sent McCabe up in weather as bad as this.
Oh, you're going to order aloft this time, Mr. Raggett.
Well,
That topmare's got to be mended, mate. You going aloft yourself?
me? No. No, I won't. No. It's death for the man that tries it.
But you ordered McCabe aloft, didn't you?
I won't. It's death. Certain death.
All right, Mr. Aggett. You've had your chance to make good, and you failed.
I don't care. I won't go up. I won't. I won't. No. No.
Captain Taylor.
Aye, Dana.
I'll go aloft, sir.
Yeah?
I'll go up.
You?
She must be lashed down, sir. I think I can do the job.
It's a long chance, Dana.
I know, Harris, but I'll try if I may, Captain.
Well, I'm not ordering you, Dana. But if you think you can make it,
Aye, sir.
then go aloft, Dana, and best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
The wind's bitter, the rope's icy. Be careful, lads.
Watch your step, Dana.
I'll be careful.
Think we'll make it, sir?
I don't know, Harris. Mr. Aggett!
Aye, sir.
Keep your eye on young Dana, doing the job you're afraid to do.
Climbing higher. Higher.
Up and up I climbed, hand over hand upon the icy ropes and rigging. Sleet and rain beat down and splashed my face. The whole ship lurched, suddenly. It shake me into the sea. It seemed like hours until my frosted, bleeding hands had lashed the broken mast. I'd started down to deck again.
Here he is, sir. Here's Dana.
Now, easy, lad, easy.
Aye, Captain.
Give me a hand, Dana. I'll help you.
Aye.
You lash her down tight, lad.
Aye, Captain. As good as McCabe might have done himself.
Watch it, another one.
You're a brave lad, Dana, a brave lad. Aggett! Mr. Aggett!
Aye, sir. Aye, Captain.
You call yourself a mate? Take a look at a real seaman. And I want to tell you, men, members of my crew, that I know what you went through under the rule of Mr. Aggett. And he'll stand trial for his misdeeds when we get to Boston. Since Mr. Aggett's in the brig, that leaves us without a first mate. And since young Dana had the most to do with bringing Mr. Aggett to justice, I'd like for Richard Dana to be first mate of the Pilgrim till we get to Boston.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Dana.
I don't know what to say, Harris. You should have been the one to get the first mate's berth.
Well, you earned it, Dana. I didn't.
I guess your good luck white elephant wasn't working this time. Huh?
One thing more, men. Mr. Aggett won't be drawing his salary down in the brig. So I propose to divide it up equally among the crew. I expect you can use the extra money when we get to Boston.
When we get to Boston. Those were magic words to us who had been away from home so long. And the last weeks and days went quickly. After 2 long years at sea. 2 years at sea.
Well, Mr. Dana.
All right, Harris. Now that we're sailing into Boston Harbor, you can drop the formality.
Oh? Why?
Well, in a few hours I won't be first mate. And the Pilgrim and our long voyage will just be a memory.
Well, in that case, Dana, here's a good luck piece I'd like to give you. You know, the tiny elephant you always liked?
Oh, yes, but...
Here, Dana. Little souvenir.
Oh, thank you.
Little souvenir of our trip together.
2 years before the mast.
This story of 2 years before the mast, suggested by Richard Henry Dana's classic of that name, was written by Tom Goutet and was the first in NBC's new series, Adventure Ahead. Young Dana was played by John Thomas. Music was by Doc Whipple. The entire production was directed by Joseph Mansfield. During the weeks to come, as each Saturday morning unfolds Adventure Ahead, you will meet a gallery of heroes and heroines who appeal to youthful-minded listeners of every age. From the pages of books and stories, both old and new, your adventures will come to life, engaging in their exploits solely for your pleasure. NBC and its affiliated independent stations present Adventure Ahead as a public service. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back. Well, a great sea adventure story, much like the later film that would come out in 1946. This episode introduced its own original plot ideas. The whole first mate usurping the captain plot, and the first mate being a particularly odious and cruel person is really original to radio. It's important to note that 2 years before the mast was not a novel. It was a travel story of Dana's actual life as a young man at sea. It was meant to tell an unvarnished tale of his travel and also some of the hardships that were faced by seamen during that period of the mid-19th century, as well as to suggest improvements for their lot. The 1946 film featured a sadistic captain aided by a brutish first mate and also included a kidnapped, spoiled, wealthy young man. It seems to have been influenced by the book and film Mutiny on the Bounty as much as it was 2 years before the mast. I think it's reasonable to surmise that the plot in this radio episode was influenced at least partially by being produced during World War II. The film plot would be problematic given that order on merchant ships was vital to the war effort. So a story of a usurping first mate overriding an otherwise benevolent and fair captain through deceit and thereby undermining the mission of the ship would have been a lot more palatable for 1944. In writing the book, Dana had actually been concerned about the power of captains at sea and working through the idea of how you balance that need to maintain order on a ship with the rights and the interest of the ship's crew. And there was one flogging in particular that Dana took issue with. So this is a bit of a departure from the book, but again, I think enjoyable in its own right. All right, listener comments and feedback now. And we have a couple of comments on our first Buck Rogers episode, and this first one on Instagram from Traws Mary, who writes, "Great episode. I was so impressed with the sound quality." And then over on the site called X, we have a comment from Itchy Richie. "I was surprised that your guest speaker did not mention the Dodgers cartoon. Lol. Another great episode. I'm really enjoying the adventure series." Well, thanks so much. And I'm certain that Alan was aware of Duck Dodgers. Or should I say, Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. Darn it, I wish I had the right to the musical cue. Yeah, I've seen that the original cartoon myself several times, both of them. Never got into the 2000s TV series of it. And to be fair, I don't think Duck Dodgers was so much a parody of Buck Rogers as a pun on Buck Rogers. Because if you think about it, that series probably parodied things like Space Patrol or Captain Video or Tom Corbett with the eager young space cadet more than it did Buck Rogers. But Duck Dodgers is such a perfect name, and you can't really get that with, I don't know, Space Duck Control or... Yeah, and I don't think you could actually... Captain Duckio, just saying them, those would be horrible ideas. But Duck Dodgers just has that perfect comedic sound. And thanks for bringing that up. It's good memory, because I'm from the generation where that was one short we had randomly recorded on VHS, and so I saw it quite a bit growing up. All right, well, now it's time to thank our Patreon supporter of the day, and I want to thank Bruce, Patreon supporter since November 2019, currently supporting the podcast at the cadet level of $2 or more per month. Thanks so much for your support, Bruce, and that will do it for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, please follow us using your favorite podcast software. And if you're enjoying the podcast on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and mark the notification bell. We will be back next Tuesday with another episode of Adventure Ahead. But join us back here on Saturday for Cloak and Dagger. In the meantime, do send your comments to box13@greatdetectives.net. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.